Hello, welcome back. I don't know why you're here. Don't know why I'm here. Aside from that, long time ago, two people had a very irresponsible night. And I'm paying for it for the rest of my life. As normal. Anyway, today I'm bringing you with a couple of soul builds for Zashiki, Momo, and Yoto-Hime. Normal version. I got Crimson. If you want to see Crimson, hit me up. But anyway, so let's start out with one you all should know if you've watched my combat test videos. Zashiki Earth, grade 6, fully skilled. She's in all my combat tests. I bring her almost everywhere. She is my battery. And my favorite battery. Don't get me wrong, I use Kaguya. Sometimes I use Oatsuki. Zashiki's where it's at for me. And because of that, her Jizo build, which is specifically one of my favorites. Now, as I said, she's fully skilled. And right here, now, 20% of her HP, now you start out, it's like 30% of her HP, and then you can go up to 20, well, down to 20. Let's get words right here, English. So, when I first read that, because this is the first one I had, so she's very near and dear to my heart, I thought she needs more HP. Don't know where that voice came from, but okay. Anyway, so, as I've shown before, bam, a little heavy on the attack in this soul because, let's face it, this soul will always be an attack soul no matter what you do. This will always be a defensive soul, and this one over here will always be an HP soul. Everything else is alterable. But, as I said, heavy on HP, a little heavy, pretty heavy on defense, and give her some decent attack because, I'll be honest, I'm the kind of sadist who gets a kick out of watching her deal the final blow in a duel or a realm raid. It's hilarious to me. But I'm also the person who runs Temptress on Shiranui just because confuse is fun. So take it what you will. Now, House Simp I actually added to her originally just because I thought Zashiki, House Simp, it seemed fitting. But, I mean, I like the way this soul works. This whole set works. Good at high HP, high defense, able to pimp slap something. It's fun. Of course, got a little effect resistance in there because you need a little effect resistance. But let's move on to grade 5 Zashiki Water. Now, this soul build is the one everyone will tell you to put on her. Doesn't matter if it's your mentor, people in chat, everyone will tell you Zashiki as your basin, and I understand why. It's because it will give you 3 orbs at the start of battle. Effect hit she doesn't need to save her life, but the orbs is what people want. And I get it. Believe me, I do. I just prefer my Jizo builds, but this is actually pretty good. This is very defense-based. Well, a little to HP, but mostly this is defensive-based, save for, like, this one for an attack, because, every little bit helps. Also the crit and crit damage is just there because I was trying to actually minimize having extra effect hit if I could put a soul with effect hit somewhere better suited. Now, the Pearl is here to add again to defense, because you want to keep your battery alive, and, she's already going to be doing damage to herself. Why do you want other people hitting her too? Now, you can actually switch this out for any plus 15 to 30 defensive soul. You could hit any defensive boosting soul, you could 2-piece set, you could switch this out with, I'll admit. But that's what I think is a good idea, is if you're gonna go with Azure Basin, at the very least put like some extra defense and extra HP on there. Now you can do you, but I'm just saying, this is my opinion. As all this is my opinion. I think we went through all this, yeah? Anyway, quick run. Like I said, defense. She's very defensive based. Because again, battery, life. My first one is an Energizer battery. This is one that's probably gonna just gonna last a while. Maybe this is Duracell. I don't know. I'm making bad jokes here. Sue me. I always do this. Now, third option here is the one I call Zashiki Fire. And her purpose is pretty much an experiment. I had a whim to want to test Holy Flame because I had been collecting some. I don't have very many things I use them with. And I thought, this seems like a thought. How will this go? So, but that's mostly because it heals 15% of max HP at the end of an action if their HP is less than 30%. And I thought, Now, she's heavier on HP than defense, and heavy on speed. Yes. As you can see over here, we have another HP booster, a little bit of attack, some more speed, crit damage. This is her focus, is to be very fast, to try and get you a lot of orbs very quickly. This one has more of an attack base, of course, as we expect. And here's our Bead Soul. It also has some effect resistance, little crit damage, and some attack and more HP. This one, very heavy on the defense, because again, we're trying to keep our battery alive. And then over here, I put treatment in because of its defense bonus, but also because I had this pretty good HP soul and I thought it would be useful. And then, of course, a little extra attack because, I mean, again, it's funny watching a Zashiki finish a battle, trust me. Have it happen once. You'll laugh. Well, most people laugh if they're like me. Now, do I recommend this soul set? Not particularly. I mean, it's fun for me. I've found a fun use for it. But Azure Basin would probably be the better one if you're starting out. Just the same as my Jizo build is just what I use mostly for, like, long-term battles, like if I'm in realm raids and duels and boss challenges and such. This, not the best, but I mean, I'm sure there's people who could find a way to work it even better than me. Hey, I'm willing to admit there are people better. But her main thing, again, is just to get you souls very quickly. Try to keep herself alive, because the faster you get to like the 5 refills at a time, you actually really don't need a battery except for an emergency situation. So it's kind of like a toss-up. So in short, Azure Soul Basin, if you're starting out with her, because that's really useful. Jizo, if you're planning on a long round with her, for like like any kind of long battle with her, so she can stay alive a little longer. That's my opinion. It's what I love. And Holy Flame if you just want to get spicy. But let's move on to Momo. Now, this one is a grade 6. Full disclosure, like I said before, I do have a grade 5. At least I think I said before in this video. I don't remember. I have a goldfish brain. If you've seen my observation duty Let's Plays, yes, you know what I'm talking about. My second Momo is built almost exactly. The grade 5 Momo I also have is built almost exactly the same, but I'm actually in the process of revamping her soul build because even though it's almost exactly the same as this, it doesn't work with her on that one. I'm not sure why exactly, but I'm gonna fix that. If you'd like to see that, where it went wrong, and see what I'm working on with her, let me know down below. But in the meantime, back to this Momo. We have her sitting comfortably at a fully skilled up. And I like Sakura actually better than Momo, but Momo can actually bring you back from the dead. Multiple times, actually. which makes her a little bit better than Hiyoribo, to be honest. But yeah. So in her case, because she's a healer, I went with the traditional Tree Spirit build. But I made her a little more heavy on a lot of things, particularly this crit damage thing, because believe it or not, I've actually found it useful for when she can't heal, like she's been sealed or something. Sealed, silenced, whichever one you want, phrasing you want to use. I mean, she can still smack a bitch, so. And crit damage seems to actually boost that, since her crit is a little higher. Since I did make her crit higher for a while for healing. Now, this one down here is, of course, very heavy on HP. Another heavy defense with some crit. And then, of course, we have these two. Seductress, which is here for some attacks, some HP, and a crit boost. This has worked very nicely. So, I guess if you're starting out with her, go with Tree Spirit. It's actually pretty useful. But like I said, the other one is also the grade 5 version. It was also a Tree Spirit with another kind of soul on it, and it didn't work out specifically, but I'm planning on revamping that whole thing. In the meantime, though, this is a pretty good option. I mean, look at these stats. These aren't too bad. Now, this is actually the most recent one I was also working on, because as a recent one I was working on, it was only after I'd gotten this one built up to this point that the other one kind of started going haywire, so, you know, whatever. Now, this one uses a mirror lady build. Now, don't be like, what the hell? Because I actually was very curious on what would happen if you put a mirror build on one of your healers, because in most any combat situation I've been in, whether it be PvP or PvE, they go for the healers, which makes sense. I mean, always go for the squishy mage. So in this case, I thought, why not reflect damage back? And it's worked out very nicely so far. It's more defense and HP based, because again, you want her to be able to revive and heal a lot. But of course, this Shy Soul here is for defensive purposes and a speed boost, because the faster you can get the heals out, the better, in my opinion. A little more attack. Now, like I said, in all honesty, I definitely would advise going with Tree Spirit, but if you want to, again, get spicy, why not use Mirror Lady on her? It's actually proven kind of fun, and I'm kind of eager to see what it does when she gets a little higher up. But now we move on to Yoto-Hime, grade 6. I'm sure there's some people saying you could get her stats much higher than this, but I think we all know that Yoto can SSR version, she can one-shot the frick out of a team, and her SP version can do very much the same. Let's just say that SP Yoto carries me in quite a few of the wave battle kind of events, shall we? Now, in Yoto's case, bam. Her ghostly plaything. Oh, hello! Well, this becomes very interesting, because this used to not be actually able to be leveled up, so that's going to be fun. So she's a grade 6, and now I get something else to try to level up with her. Interesting. Well, I'm going to enjoy that. Hell, she can already kick ass like this. That should be fun. Now, of course, here, this savage girl thing. Dazzling Cleave. Now, if anything, yeah. That is really curious, because that used to be just a single level. Huh. I wonder when they changed that. If you know when they changed that, where now you can actually level that one up too, let me know. But anyway, Yoto does really well with crit, so that's what we got her with. Seductress, which works very nicely for her. Crit, little speed boost. some HP boosting, some more attack. Now, I know somebody's going to be like, why with the speed? And to be honest, if she can pretty much one-shot, why the hell wouldn't you have her try to get first turn? I mean, come on, work with me here. Since she also can get multiple hits, is why she also has a ghostly songstress, because, I mean, look at this. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Ghostly songstress is great if you've got multi-hitters. But yeah. So this will be pretty much about it. Like I said before at the beginning, pretty much, or in between all things, Jiza is what I prefer with Zashiki. My final thoughts. I will use this everywhere. I bring her to every co-op. Rest assured. If I'm in co-op with you and I've been invited in, I'm not only bringing a heavy hitter, I'm bringing orbs. Rest assured, I got that. I got you. This one, very good to start out with. You can switch out the pearl for anything else pretty much, but I definitely advise going with defense or HP. But Azure Basin, very good to start with the Zashiki. Holy Flame, not the best. Use it if you want to get spicy. In Momo's case, Tree Spirit, very good to start with. Probably carry you for a good way. Mirror Lady, also fun for spice. And of course, Seductress works extremely on holy levels as well on Yoto-Hime. And trust me, I may not use Seductress on my SP Yoto, but Yoto and Crit are two things that very go hand in hand together. But on that note, that's all from me. I'm going to knock off here. And if you would be so kind as to do the holy trifecta of YouTube down below, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's some soul builds you want to see, you got some ideas. Hell, you want to make a suggestion for the Momo I'm trying to fix that went completely haywire, then please let me know. And I'll catch you all next time. See ya.